Hello guys, welcome back. Today is the 9th of December. Wow, 2025 is here, and it's almost, it's almost over for 2025. That's quite interesting. Welcome back to the show. If you've not liked, please like, subscribe, and share and comment also. I love when you come in to comment and also show different perspective, and that's good. I'm gonna start off on this. There's an update with respect to Dada Freeze and Two-Face. As you all know, that there's been all this rancor between Natasha and Tubaba. Tubaba appeared on Dada Freeze Live, and he did talk about one or two things. At the end of the day, the whole thing was a mess because he couldn't even control his appearance on the live. We also saw what happened with Natasha, where she was actually at the background having some heated argument, with Two-Face. But that being said, there was sequel, to that. Now, if you go to Dada Freeze's YouTube page where he does his live, he does live on various platforms, but I'm just gonna do the YouTube face stuff, and let's see what happens. Okay, let me see this one. I may have to watch this one later. That's the NSS. Let's see what happens here. So you go to Dada Freeze. Okay. And this is what we've got. For the past few days now, okay, if you go to his live, Tubaba Jesse Jazz insulted Dada Freeze in a new tweet. So much witchcraft. Okay, that's not this. Another one, 3 days ago, how did Dada Freeze betray Tubaba? Again, marriage, divorce, and remarriage. That's going to be it. Then again, Tubaba says he's fine. Okay? This is another one, 6 days ago, Tubaba and Natasha, why are people blaming Dada Freeze? So this guy, for the past few days now, I've been on this issue of Tubaba and all that. But there's a new twist to that because Jesse Jags, which I think it was a very popular music, maybe it still is, now came out and started accusing Dada Freeze. I said Baba Freeze. Dada Freeze was questioning against drug when Jesse Jags joined his live, passionately shielding Tubaba from marriage talk and pleading in voice note about the singer's well-being. So there was a voice note that he made, okay? And this was when he went to Dada Freeze's live.
Insulting tweet from Jesse Jags. Let me share my own side of the story.
Okay.
Jesse Jags entered my DM, begging me to come to my live.
Okay.
I gave him my WhatsApp. Look at him calling me back to back. He even dropped voice notes. Listen to the voice notes.
Uncle Daddy, our Uncle Daddy Freeze, please, tomorrow I'm bringing some Idoma people there. We must, if we allow Two-Face to die like this, God will punish all Nigerian artists.
Oh, that was it. Okay,
He will punish all of us. Right. I just finished speaking with Face. I want to call Blackface. If we allow innocent Idibia. Good morning, Daddy Freeze. I want to find out what time live is.
His management team also reached out to me. He finally comes on my live and he's delirious.
Yeah.
So this is him on the live, and it was not a pleasant look if you get to look at that.
To be two Baba friends, shame on you too, because we are all his friends.
Okay, Daddy Freeze. You they talk to me for that. See me for it.
How is it my fault that you were not cognitive? I'm genuinely worried about some of our legends.
Okay.
Many don't turn small stout. Some don't even turn Coke Zero. There is indeed a mind-altering substance problem in Nigeria. Whether it is alcohol or other types of substances, this is worrying. Jesse Jags, jokes apart, you need help. Jesse, you made a request saying you wanted to come to my live, and I gave you the privilege of coming to my live so you can share some wisdom regarding the topic that we're discussing.
But regarding that,
what did you do?
That's regarding Natasha and Two-Face. Given that he then sent some voice notes begging Dada Freeze to come to his live, to talk about that issue. And that's where things are.
Leave my viewers traumatized.
Okay.
Worried about your mental state. There are some people who left traumatized that day because of the delirious state in which you were. Jesse, you need help. Even more than the two baba, you need help.
Okay,
and
so
I pray you get it before it's too late.
Okay, so that's the freeze. Again, it's just what it is, and there are a lot of questions to what really happens to these artists. Let me tell you the truth. When it comes to artists and stuff, it's not easy to manage that level of affluence on influence. Also, a lot of pressure, and what happens is that they get this period of fame, which possibly runs to so many years, and they feel invisible until it comes crashing down. Not all of them. There are a few of them that are able to maintain their head and maintain their stance when it comes to that. But the challenge is that majority of them do fall, and when they fall hard. And it could be some other things that they've gotten themselves involved with when they were in the prime of their career. So again, this is just it. I mean, one thing is this. I understand that, Two-Face has come out to say, everybody should cease fire. That he is fine. Okay? And he is man enough. I mean, the guy he should be above 50, right? He's man enough to handle his own affairs. So we'll see what happens. And again, it's come out to also say that his family is the problem. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Hopefully, they all get the help they want. To Baba, Jesse Jags, and all of those. And we're going to move on from here. I've got some things that I did pin down that I want to talk about today. Let me just see if I've got that here. Okay, there's a live plenary session. I don't even know what this is all about. Let me see if it's something
to register facilities and to focus on patient safety and service effectiveness without negating the existing professional registration system. It is important to further note that the Federal Ministry of Health usually focuses most of their activities on the public health sector.
Okay, I'm going to move on. Just wanted to check in to know what they are discussing. Peter Obi drops a shocker. I'm not desperate to be president. Our leaders are incompetent and they're heartless. Let me see. Let me just see this first before I move on.
That everybody who share and understand global development will tell you about. Nigeria, Africa is not a poor. Nigeria is not a poor country.
Yeah, fair enough.
Africa is not a poor continent. It's a very rich continent.
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria is a very rich country. Unfortunately, it's become capital of poverty. It's a big irony. A continent like Africa, second biggest continent in size, second biggest continent in population, with all the young productive age that will drive the world, has become capital of poverty in the world. And when I listen to the resources, and what he concluded and said, they are going to negotiate. What is the Ogoni people going to negotiate?
So what's the...
The government should be thanking them for coming up with an idea that will turn around the place.
Okay.
You don't need to negotiate. Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
Netherlands is with water is 41,000 square kilometers of land. Without water, it's 33,000.
Okay.
Every year they export agricultural products or related 120 billion euros, about $130-something billion, more than 3 times what we earn from oil. They are just
And the question I have for Peter Obi is this. Okay, all of this is good. How are you positioning your party and yourself in 2027? I mean, that's a legit question that I have for Peter Obi. How are you ensuring that you are aligned, okay, to put a formidable opposition to the current party in power. What are the structures you've put in place in Labour Party or any other party that you're discussing with? Because then it becomes very important in all this discussion. No matter how good you want to tell us about Netherlands, or you want to tell us about, China or Bangladesh and all this, at some point, you've got to start executing. And that's why when I saw what Maurice Moyer did with respect to how it was really, really, wrote this big op-ed about, why things are not the way it should be, then it calls to question also the ability for you to harness people. Now, ADC is saying that, there is nothing like rotational ticket. I'm going to see if I can get that one for you, but let's just see this.
We have our biggest state today, Niger State, with fertile land, with everything, is 76.3 thousand. It's 2.5 times the size of Netherlands. I'm not talking about what is under. The land is there. It can make all the change.
Mm-hmm.
So we have everything. God gave it us for free. Tiny countries like Israel is feeding themselves and exporting agricultural products.
Okay.
Israel is just 22,000 square kilometers. Sambisa forest area that is giving us problems, 60,000. That's 3 times the size of Israel. We're wasting everybody's time here. And we
Okay.
must dismantle it.
Yeah, I agree. And again, this is very low. Sorry.
For our children. We can't go on this way where we are being, our resources, our country is being mismanaged by incompetence. People who lack capacity and compassion.
Yeah.
All of us.
Yeah, I mean, there's a high level of incompetence in the government, and that comes with, this territory, which is really, really disturbing. But that being said, again, how do you, Peter Obi, move from this state of ideas to execution to, if you really want to be the president, to wrestle power? I'm just saying. How do you work with now ADC? How do you work with ADC? How do you work with AAC? How do you work with SDP to be able to put on a formidable opposition? We have at least some Labour Party members at the National Assembly. We have some of them at the local stuff. I like what Alex Otti is doing, despite the fact that Abia State has had successive PDP governors with nothing to show for it. I like what he's doing at that governor's level. But again, at the national level, we've not seen anything being showcased from the Labour Party. Yeah, give the fact that majority in APC and almost everybody in PDP, are kind of corrupt. So what's the way forward?
This is not just pointing the finger to anybody. All of us need to recheck what we're doing. This soil, this areas and everything, if you go to Niger Delta today, the land is destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
They have nothing to show for that destruction. And nobody's appealing with them, and they're talking about negotiation. Negotiate to what? When the whole place is filled with this. We can't cultivate rice.
Okay, so again, that's that. Let me see this. So why have you not joined the APC? So we have Bolade Abdullaji, response to what?
And some of us are particularly.
Why is it talking as if he has a little bit of cold? What's this?
The day he himself and Elijah Atiku Abubakar separately vowed that regardless of what happened, they are part of the coalition. So we're all excited and all that. Then when it came to leaving the legacy parties, His Excellency Peter Obi and Senator Nancy Rufai asked for more time for them to conclude the elections in their respective legacy parties.
Yeah, and we saw the election. It was a total it was a total mess. Okay, El-Rufai didn't win any. Anambra State election. I wasn't expecting that ABGA would lose in Anambra, but at the same time, I wasn't expecting that LP is going to have a 10,000. When the person that led had almost 400 and something thousand. This is a state where Peter Obi was a former governor. Okay, fine, he's not on the ballot. That's okay. But how come what we had from the LP candidate was just a total miserable vote number? And that's the challenge that I have with all these arrangements. When you had LP, ADC, and PDP's votes together, these are the opposition. It was not even up to one party that nobody heard about, YPP. YPP had 33,000. LP had 10,000. ADC, possibly 4,000. PDP, 1,400 or thereabout. Add all those three together, it's not even up to 20,000. YPP, I don't even know who the candidate is. I don't even, understand that. At 33,000. APC had around 100. Soludo, Abga, that won the election, had 422,000. And again, that's a problem. A little bit of code, yeah, sorry. That's the problem that I have. Like, it seems like you guys are not able to organize yourself to build a formidable force to give APC the run for their money. If people know what they are getting from you, they don't care how much money the ruling party or the incumbent party is putting out. They would be fearful. And that's why when I listened to the analysis of Peter Ame when he went on Shinwa Kimbaloye, saying that the only person TINUBU is afraid of is Peter Obi, I'm like, okay, fine. How do you harness that into visible votes? You've been able to stand for the votes. You've been able to defend your votes, and you've been able to deliver for your people. I've not seen any major thing.
That is the Afghan and SDP respectively. The elections in Kaduna, the by-elections in Kaduna have been concluded, and Nasiru El-Rufai had done what he promised to do, which was to register for ADC. The election in Anambra is done, so we also expect that His Excellency Peter Obi will do what he promised to do. So we are a bit, it's like throwing us a curveball when we are hearing conversations like, oh, the coalition is not stable because we are not addressing the issue of zoning and all that. So we believe that some of these issues maybe there are information that are available to him that's.
Mr. Bolaji Abdullahi, can you hear me? We seem to have lost connection.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Kathy, welcome. Happy Tuesday.
He has the freedom to decide how he wants to run his politics. For us, we have a party to build, we have a party to run, we'll continue to do what we need to do.
So let's say
ADC coalition struggling due to unresolved zoning issues, Obi. That was what he said. ADC coalition. I was telling people that this is not a coalition. This is more of a party that is standing on its own because I don't see any major coalition happening. PDP is not joining ADC. LP is not joining ADC as of now. We don't know if something will change tomorrow. SDP is not joining ADC. And these are the major parties. Have I missed anyone? So what is the coalition doing? Or how are we sure that this is even a coalition to start with? This is more like a party built based on the sheer political gesture of Atiku, and you already knew what he was going to do. Is this legal for you, or you have to have money? What is that?
Making some commitment to the coalition, but if he doesn't want to, we can. I mean, this democracy. We can't force anybody. People have the right to say, okay, I thought I could be part of this, but I don't want to be part of it anymore for whatever reason. That is fine, So, but we have to continue to move on. But I'm telling you, as I speak to you this evening, I'm confident that His Excellency Peter Obi is part of the coalition. He's still part of the coalition.
On what basis? I don't think that he is part of that coalition anymore. Because the condition that Peter Obi would join the coalition is if he's the running person, if the one having the ticket to run as the president. Now, they may prevail on him to join as a VP, but that's not what he wants. He wants to run as the president. Oh, is it legal? Yeah. So again, I actually goes welcome to the show. Again, to be frank with you, I think, the ADC was there. In 2023, It was run by one guy called Unwosu, and then the presidential candidate was Dumebi Kachiku. And Dumebi Kachiku came out to say when the ADC was formed that they were not even spoken to. They were not carried along. That there was an hijack. So there were two factions. Even in the ADC, this is a new party. And this guy is not even a political ally of TINUBU. Okay? Now, when you put all that together, I think they were able to resolve that issue, put all that behind them, and now Atiku has sufficiently taken over the party. But the challenge is this. Every other party that were before the ADC, okay, has not given a full intent of them joining. Number one, PDP is not going to join because they were even happy that Atiku left. And right now we have two factions in PDP. We have the Wike faction and then the Sheyi Makinde faction that is governed by Turaki. So you've got all of these issues together. The ADC knows that they are already running late. Because as at this time, if you want to go with the 2015 model that TINUBU and Buhari built, by this time, they were already speaking with one voice. They knew the bloc that was coming. So the APC was bringing in the Southwest bloc. Buhari already had his northern fan, cult-like fan. Okay, what they were doing at this point in 2015, 2014, 2015, they were working on destroying the PDP. That was why you have the G5 governors. The G5 governor was made up of the Kano State governor. That was where you had Amechi. That was where you had Saraki. And all of those guys. You know, and Tambuwal. So now they're saying that, Peter Obi, you need to join the ADC. And Peter Obi is saying that, no, I can't even join the ADC because you guys are not going to give me the presidential ticket. So it's now kind of, and then the ADC is not going to survive or get what they want without Peter Obi. So Peter Obi is having them on a chokehold, which is all crazy, right? Peter Obi is having them on a chokehold because if he doesn't join them, it's over. Now, Peter Obi, unfortunately, the Labour Party has had its own share of crisis. And again, I mean, if you followed the Labour Party issue, you had Kenneth Okonkwo come out to say that, you know what, he didn't agree with the way Peter Obi managed the whole issue with Apapa, Abure, and then you had the Senator Nemadi as a caretaker chairman, and then now they're back to Abure. So effectively, the ruling political party is just kind of going away with a lot of stuff. They can actually go away with murder right now. Yeah, political dice rolling. It's so crazy. So now the ADC knows that there's a problem. And they're not ready to give Peter Obi the ticket. And Atiku knows quite well that if he doesn't win this time around, which I think it becomes very, very, very... No, Abure is back. They had a meeting. Like few days ago, was it last week, with Abati there. To put things also in perspective, the Governor Alex Oti, who believes that, you know what, Abure should be over with, Senator Namadi should be over with, he was not in that meeting. Peter Obi was not in that meeting. Dati was in the meeting. Let me see if I can get it. So again, it's just a lot of problem that these guys are not able to manage the internal affairs of their party, and it's becoming a big problem. And that's where we are. You know, they met recently, and now they're saying that, you know what, they're putting their house in order, and we'll see what happens after that. Let me see if I can see it. Abure, Dati, Labour Party. They just met. I think it was last week. So we don't have anything to stand on as we speak right now. We don't have anything to stand on right now, and that's the problem. Okay, and everybody's saying they're considering, okay, this is March. Let me see this one. Okay, this is old stuff. Let me just see if I can bring me up to speed. Bring me up to speed. With development in Labour Party Nigeria. So that's where things are. I just want a summarize. Yeah, I thought Abure was out. Yeah. So, yeah, I thought also it was out, but then it wasn't just it. So, functional and tension still persists. The LP remain divided between factions led by the national chairman, Julius Abure, still recognized by some court, and caretaker committee under Senator Namadi, okay, and all of that. So, let's see key development. Okay, there was a new executive elected as Omogu as chair, and that's in Nasarawa. Okay, Sokoto and all that. I just want to see the broader context. Analysts predict LP could lose half of its 2023 National Assembly seat by 2027. I mean, most of these guys, they've left and all that. Let me see if I can get this on YouTube, just so that we actually get that full perspective. This 4 months ago. I need the one that happened just a few days ago. Julius Abure. And just bear with me here while I get that. Okay, so this was 4 months ago. I need 9 days ago. Yeah, this is it. Labour Party!
Members of the National.
So this was 9 days ago. Dati Abba calls for holistic reconciliation. You know, like I told you, Alex Oti was not there. Secondly, also, Peter Obi was not there. But they met and they actually said, you know what, things
are...
Working
Committee presidential election for this National Executive Committee meeting of the party.
Exactly. And then you didn't have Senator Nanadi there. So you got all these guys, and this was actually the meeting. They actually, he did take some questions also. And this is the reality right now. I mean, this is the reality right now. Let me see.
Top of the agenda is the ratification of the outcome of the 2024 convention of the group held in Nnewi, Anambra State.
It is my humble opinion to request that NEC in session should approve and affirm the convention of Nnewi,
leading to a split within the party's leadership as Nenade Usman and Lamidi Ababa had two separate splinter groups. The vice presidential candidate of the party in the 2023 presidential election urges members to pursue a holistic reconciliation process ahead of 2027.
This is a renewed drive for reconciliation, and I'm here as a loyal party member to continue to open our arms to embrace new members, existing members, and all members to please come back and reconcile with the party for the national assignments ahead of us.
Asked if the party's presidential candidate in the 2023 presidential election, Mr. Peter Obi, is still in the party, this is what the national chairman had to say.
As per the question relating to PO, I think that those questions are best for Peter Obi himself to answer. As it stands now,
I mean, this is not what I expect from a party that is trying to run an election in 2027. Still asking, oh, is Peter Obi here or there? Or are you part of this coalition or not part of this coalition? Where are things? So the Labour Party is not, okay?
I'm not in a position to speak for Peter Obi.
Mr. Bure also gives a summary of the resolutions reached by the National Executive Committee meeting.
This was 9 days ago, just to put things in perspective.
Reaffirm those elected as national officers of the party at the National Convention held in 2024 in Anambra State on the 27th of March 2024.
The Labour Party has been enmeshed in a leadership crisis over the years, and at some point, the electoral umpires stopped recognizing the leadership of the party. However, INEC representatives were present as observers at this meeting, as the party hopes that the crisis is finally resolved.
Yeah, so again, that's where we are. So again, I ask, is Abure still the leader of Labour Party? This is a question. Yes, according to different mosaic sources. Yes, Julius Abure remains the recognized national chairman of the Nigerian Labour Party as of December 9, 2025. The Labour Party has faced ongoing internal dispute and legal challenge over the leadership since 2024, with factions led by Abure Nanadi Usman Interim Committee and then Lamidi Apapa and the Nigerian Labour Congress Political Commission all claiming legitimacy at various points. Key development: there was a Supreme Court ruling April 4, 2025 that overturned a Court of Appeal decision recognizing Abure. So it was at this point that we thought that actually Peter Obi should have taken over. There is, in every party, there will always be one conflict or the other, just like in every family. I mean, in every family, there are conflicts, not talk of party, right? Citing lack of jurisdiction in intra-party members, which led to temporary derecognition by the INEC and calls for a new convention. Then the Federal High Court judgment, August 15, further invalidates Abure's position based on the expired tenure, prompting INEC to reject its faction candidate list by election. Now, reaffirmation, November and December 2025. Despite this setback, Abure's faction held a National Executive Council meeting on November 28, 2025, ratifying its leadership and endorsing the 2024 Nnewi Convention that re-elected him. This is where the problem is. I don't know why Abure still insisted on being the party chairman, despite the fact that there are two court staff that said no. So if this continues like that, you see where the problem is going to come 2027. And this faction has led most of the people that won, to desert the party, to leave the party. Labour, as far as I'm concerned, still has leadership issues. PDP is a shell of what it was. ADC is at a stalemate, and APC is looking the most fortified. 100%, I agree with you. APC has, they've used their own tactics to ensure that, other parties, it is as useless as it comes. And again, I don't put the blame on APC. I put the blame on the party themselves. Because you should be able to, fortify whatever you want. And this was what I said when Obi won that election. No, Obi didn't win that election. He went to court, to argue that he won. But again, I was saying that immediately after that, even as at the time when he was going to court in 2023, he should have been more concerned also about the structure of the party going forward. Because Labour Party was made much more popular by Peter Obi. But this is where we are. On December 6, 2025, Abure praised the party's state congresses held across 35 states, monitored by INEC as transparent, signaling readiness for 2027 elections. INEC portal still lists him as the national chairman by court order, and his faction's activity, including a global conference on November 15, continue without reported reversal. Okay, while Reva faction persists and some court have ruled against him, Abure's group maintained control of the National Secretariat, receiving backings from figures like Peter Obi and part of NLC. So, again, practically, he's still in charge. Fubara will decide whether to join APC or not. I think you're all aware that almost all the members of the State Assembly of Rivers State have now joined the APC. Yeah, that's what is happening right now. So again, I know, people are like, we need to change the current, leadership in Nigeria. But I'm just wondering, what is the pathway? How do you get from here to there? We just have to be realistic. We have to be realistic. Maurice Monye, who was anointed or appointed as the mobilization director for the Obedient movement, resigned and said that, we're not doing well. Okay, so again, I digress. I just was talking about stuff, and so that's where things stand at this moment. You guys, I believe you're aware of what's been happening with the news. Let me see. You see what happened in Benin? I'm talking about the coup and all that. So now there's a letter that was transmitted by TINUBU to the Senate President requesting a consent for the deployment of Nigerian troops to Benin for a peace mission in response to the ongoing attempted coup. And people are not taking
President of the Senate, the Senate President requests for the consent of the Senate for the deployment of Nigerian troops to the Republic of Benin for peace mission.
I think we need more peace at home. I'm just saying, we need more peace in Nigeria. I don't know why you're taking troops to another country when even your own homeland is not even secured.
Pursuant to Section 5, Subsection 5, Part 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, I seek further to consultation with the National Defense Council, the consent of the Senate for the deployment of Nigerian troops to the Republic of Benin.
Okay.
This request is made further to a request received from the government of Benin Republic for the exceptional and immediate provision of air support.
Hi, Emmanuel. Welcome to the show.
By the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The distinguished Senate may wish to note that the government of the Republic of Benin is currently faced with an attempted unconstitutional seizure of power.
But what we were told was that the Benin Republic, the country Benin Republic, already restored calm. And one of the reasons that I didn't mention here was that the soldiers were not happy the way they were losing their men to banditry. You have another Al-Qaeda jihadist group, that was terrorizing them, northern Benin Republic, okay? And then that was why they did a mutiny. Hi, Benedict, welcome to the show. Again, yeah, it needs to create peace in its government. We need peace in Nigeria. If you're not able to provide peace in Nigeria, and what you're doing once there's a little bit of a row in a neighboring country, you're sending fighter jets. Then in Guinea-Bissau, right, I learned that they actually impounded some Nigerian jets that made an emergency landing, in Guinea-Bissau. Guinea-Bissau is that country where we had Jonathan, okay? Jonathan was, was stuck at some point. Yeah, the bill is a follow-up of the earlier deployment. Yeah, they already deployed, right? And now, so ideally, when you do that, yeah, you need the consent. You need the consent of the Senate, just like what he did with River State. He removed the governor and then sent a bill. Again, how do you even, run this thing? I think he's always assuming that the National Assembly is not going to do anything.
Disruption and the destabilization of democratic institutions. The situation as reported by the government of Benin requires urgent external intervention.
Okay.
The Swiss Senate, considering the close ties of brotherhood and friendship which exist between Nigeria and the Republic of Benin, as well as the principles of collective security upheld within ECOWAS, it is our duty to provide the support as requested by the government of the Republic of Benin. While it is my hope that the Senate will consider and approve this request expeditiously, please accept, distinguished Senate President, distinguished senators, the assurances of my highest consideration and personal regards. Yours sincerely, Bola Ahmed TINUBU, President, Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This request for consent is committed to the Committee of the Whole for immediate action.
Okay, and that's the letter. Again, yeah, I guess this bill is a follow-up. Yeah, it's a follow-up of the earlier, just like T-Rex. Tinubu needs to take care of his home first. Trump, rather, needs to take care of home first. Yeah, I mean, talk about Trump. I don't know. I learned the unemployment level and all that is really getting crazy in the United States of America. And even homes are not selling as it should, given, all that. Interest rate is still high in the U.S. Hopefully we'll see what happens with that one. Yeah. Again, I wonder why Nigeria is concerned about being a republic coup plotter when we have active terrorists here. Exactly. Like, why are you going? You're so fast about that, but you didn't do anything until Trump started tweeting with respect to genocide, in Nigeria. What are you doing about it? Well, yeah, that's a question. I mean, I think it's also part of the problem. I mean, talking about corruption in the country. I mean, we had a Senate, we had different agencies against corruption, but we had a CBN governor that had 700 plus houses. We have governors that are on investigation list, indicted. Some of them, they're still sitting in the Senate. So I don't think you're going to expect anything. More trouble. IPOB Nnamdi Kanu rejects Abia governor's intervention and it blows out. Is this for real? Let me see this.
How much you want? The Israelites of Africa. Is it gone? No. Is it gone? No.
Where is this one?
Cannot speak for us. Yes. None of the governors can speak for us. Yes. Who is our leader?
Okay, none of the governors can speak.
Who is our leader? Who is our leader? Who is our leader? Who is our leader? Let me tell you, those governors, including Oji, including who? Oji. They are speaking for 2027. Yes. They are speaking for what? They are the ones that arrange for our leader to be sentenced to life. Yes. They thought we are stupid. Reference, are we stupid? No. Can we believe that? No. Are we going to believe like us? No. Are we going to believe those that take God? No.
Oh, sorry. The Nigerian Air Force, wishes to clarify report regarding the diversion of NAF, Nigerian Air Force C-130 aircraft during its ferry mission to... Yeah, thanks. I was speaking on mute. Sorry about that. The Nigerian Air Force wished to clarify report regarding the diversion of a NAF C-130 aircraft during its ferry mission to Portugal on 8 December 2025. Following takeoff from Lagos, the crew observed a technical concern which necessitated a precautionary landing in Dioulasso, Burkina Faso, the nearest airfield, in accordance with safety standard procedure and international aviation protocol. NAF crew is safe and have received cordial treatment from the host country. Plans are ongoing to resume the mission as scheduled. The Nigerian Air Force appreciates the support received during this period and assures the public that NAF remains professionally committed to strict compliance with operational procedure and safety standards, ensuring the protection of its personnel while fulfilling its conditional mandate. Okay, so again, this is with respect to the aircraft that was, I learned that it was impounded. So apparently it was just a schedule and routine stop that did happen in there. Did you guys see what happened between REMI TINUBU and this governor? How she actually, just she told the guy to do fast and leave the stage. And there are a lot of school of thought here, though.
Ọba títí láyé kò lè yí padà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, kò ní bẹ́ẹ̀ kò gbọ́dọ̀ kó wà. Máa jẹ́ 5 minutes. Orí ti tó báyìí. Títí ayé. Ṣé kí n má ṣe protocol? Kí ni má ṣe protocol? Ó yẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣe ó ti. Okay. Ẹ máa ní mo jẹ́. Mo mọ̀.
I don't even understand what to say about these guys. I mean, I don't know, right? So this was, she was actually being crowned something of yeye of this, and then, and then it was just crazy. Like, now this governor always, I mean, he likes to sing and all that, but I believe that there are also protocols when you go out for events. Okay, people are there, people have different appointments, people have stuff to do. Now, I know people are like, she shouldn't have actually come in to stop the guy because she's in the state she's in this guy's state. But again, I'm like, she was agitated with the singing, right? But this guy sang 3 songs. 3 songs, though. I think they are friends, though. I think they are friends. So.
Thank you, very much.
Hi, Kingston. Welcome to the show. Shaking your head, the rudeness, right? People are like, this is another one. This is another one, right? Let me see that. Yeah, this is another one. like you do, I don't know, right? Again, people are like, you know what? The reason why she did that was that, I mean, they are kind of close. But again, no matter how close you are, there are protocols. Again, this is a state, but I do understand. I mean, this is what politics has turned into. That's a senator. He's even he's a governor. He's the current governor of Osun State. He also left the PDP. Governor is second class in that setting. That you let you know, governor is second class in that setting. Yeah, I mean, Nigerian politics, and even when it comes to the monarchical system, it's just something else. I mean, look at what's been happening in Kano State also. You have governors can now remove the monarchs, right? According to the constitution. And that's how and that's just quite the way it is. Now, this is the same woman here just 1 hour ago greeting the wife of the man that I allegedly told to wrap up and leave the podium. I join your husband, the governor of Osun State, His Excellency, Senator Ademola, Adeleke, your children, family, friends, and loved ones to celebrate you as you mark this milestone of 60. So this is the wife of the governor of Osun State. So again, I guess they're good. I guess they're cool, right? Let me see. Happy birthday to Osun. Yeah, despite rumor of tension, TINUBU sends Adeleke's wife warm 60th birthday. Birthday. So what are you going to do? There's nothing really, to be honest. There's nothing he can also do. It's just what it is. This is a gentle reminder that we have the most clueless, inept, jinx, and wicked person occupying Aso Rock, and must never stay beyond 2027. We'll see how that goes. Okay, it's our collective responsibility to ensure that Bola and Remi TINUBU must be kicked out of Aso Rock. Nigeria deserves better. Okay, we'll see what happens. Yeah, 2027 is going to be very, very interesting. Let's see what happens. Okay, so that's that about Remi TINUBU. Let me see if I still have some other stuff here before I call it a day. We've talked about this. We've seen this one. Expelling some of the PDP members was to assist them in joining other parties. I mean, I don't really know what's happening with this TINUBU stuff, right?
Governance of the party, which is our national convention, and they've been expelled. And
so this is the guy that expelled Wike, Senator Anyanwu, Ayo Fayose and all that.
Our laws frown at double membership or dual membership of any person into a political party. And we knew that not being members of PDP, probably, if they still want to play politics, they may want to go to other political parties. And we wanted to assist them. We don't want a situation where they will approach a political party to say, oh, we want to register as members of this political party, and then those people say, we hear you are still fighting to remain in PDP. So what we did, by giving them those certificates of expulsion, is to assist them. When they go to register with any other political party, they have something to show to those political parties. Say, we are no longer members of PDP. We have been expelled. This is evidence of our expulsion. So, if anything, I think they should be grateful for what we've done.
Oh, wow. Yeah, meanwhile, the other party, those that were expelled, also came out to do their own expulsion. I mean, PDP, I mean, how has the mighty fallen? How has the mighty fallen? And that's just the reality. Reno Mercury doing what he knows how to do best, 21 economic miracles currently happening under President TINUBU. Okay. The stock exchange rose above 130. Let me even look at the stock exchange for Nigeria today. Let me see what's happening there. Okay, because the market has been actually falling. and it's still not up, right? It's still kind of a little bit down. But again, compared to where it was, I think it's been increasing. But then if you look at the foreign exchange differences too, then most of those gains, if you are investing from outside of the country, you would have lost money. Now, I don't give investment advice here. I'm just saying. But then that's Reno Mockery, doing what he knows how to do best. Okay, let me see if there is any other major stuff that I want to talk about. Caught Snatching Women's Week and all that. I've read this one. I've seen this one. It is what it is. Let me see if there is any other thing. Boko Haram terrorists and enablers will not like this guy. Let me see if he.
Microphone landlord.
Microphone landlord.
Mùsùlùmí ló ṣe. Ṣé Mùsùlùmí ló ṣe? Kí ló ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀?
Okay, let's just move on that one. Let's see. Okay, so they are praising the Nigerian military for foiling a coup in Benin. No, I don't think they did foil a coup in Benin. I think the coup was already, it's fluctuating. Oh, sorry about that. I'll have to look at that. Is it okay now? Yeah, is it okay now? Just let me know if it's okay now, and then we'll be good. Yeah. Okay. I saw this thing and I just want to share it. It's just a few seconds, and this is the reality that is facing us today. I know everybody's aware. The stock market was fluctuating. Yeah. So when Trump announced that he was coming to Nigeria, there was a big dump of shares in Nigeria, majorly by foreign investor, maybe by some institutional investor. They did actually sell a lot. There was a big sell-off. So now it's just kind of a little bit, I would say it's just a little bit there, consolidating, not going up, not coming down. It's just there. We'll see what happens. Before you waste your money on an overhyped degree, you have to look at this video. This is what AI is actually getting at this moment. Let's look at this.
But I have to show you this website. Josh, I heard you cut hair. Let's build you a website for your barbershop services. Guys, check this out. This site builds entire websites literally in seconds. Boom, there it is. Perfectly coded, well laid out. You're scrolling through it. It looks amazing, right? You can even deploy it to a custom domain with one click. Check that out. Now we're in business, guys. I hate to tell you this, but this major is kind of cooked. I know this.
Okay, he's telling his students, you know what, I'm your professor of computer science. But what we're doing right now with AI, you can replicate a 4-year degree just with a voice prompt. And that's the reality. That's where the world is going. Yesterday, this guy, the CEO of Google, came out to say, you know what? We're looking at building a data center in the clouds. That was just yesterday. They were thinking of building a data center in the clouds. So that's where people are. That's where the world is. And you have to be factoring that in your decision making. Because if you don't factor that in your decision making, you're going to be left behind. Nigeria needs to factor that in its own decision making. Yeah, you're shaking your head for degree. Yeah, you have to factor that out, because at the end of the day, if you don't do that in space, right? Yeah, if you don't do that, then you will be left behind. And then, we'll just be like, oh, what just happened? So while we're still talking about, do we actually allow herders to be pushing their cows on the road, or doing mass herding, or doing ranching? Some people are talking about, let's go and build a data center in space. I bet your people. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's just it. Let me see if I can get that one out for you. Just a little bit. Okay. Let me see that. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, yeah, this is it.
You mentioned Waymo earlier. That's been over a decade in the. Over time, at Google, we're always proud of taking moonshots. You mentioned Waymo earlier. That's been over a decade in the making. We're working on quantum computing. In that spirit, one of our moonshots is to how do we one day have data centers in space so that we can better harness the energy from the sun, that is 100 trillion times more energy than what we produce in all of Earth today. So we want to put these data centers in space, closer to the sun, and I think we are taking our first step in 27. We'll send tiny racks of...
So in 2027, they're going to be sending some, racks of racks. That's just the kind of the name they call this stuff that they put all of this that have a horn. They're going to be sending it to space in 2027. That's in the next 1 to 2 years. Okay.
Machines and have them in satellites, test them out, and then start scaling from there. But there's no doubt to me that a decade or so away, we'll be viewing it as a more normal way to build data centers.
So that's it. So they're going to say, it's much more efficient that I can trap some energy from the sun and use that to, do data centers in the space. And in space, you have, it's up there, right? They say that the atmosphere is available for everyone to actually fly. So that's the battle now. The next battle is the battle of space, and then also the battle of drones. That's where the world is leading. But in Nigeria, we're still talking about herdsmen, cows, and farmers and herders clash, terrorism and all that. The world looks down on Black nation because of poor direction and condition their countries. How non-critical thinkers, poor leadership qualities, patriotism, people get to run Nigeria of about 200 million people. You're right. That's where we are right now. Although they also say that people would also, get the kind of leaders they deserve. And they're still stealing. Yeah, again, Africa is rich with things other countries need. I don't understand the sum. It's because we lack leadership. I think Target has already said, it's about a leadership problem. Radiation cancer. So at the end of the day, this thing works with technology, right? They don't even need to send people necessarily, to space. And that's why now they're look at what Tesla is doing with his, is it Optimus? Right, where you have all these robots. You have all these robots do things. So there will be a lot of innovation that will be coming from there. Just to put it mildly. Now we can see what SpaceX is doing with satellites and internet, where you have the Starlink. So again, you're gonna be seeing a lot of major push, putting AI, data centers, edge technology, and all of that together, to give you the technology of another level of technology. And now you also have blockchain and all of those. But I don't want to go into that. I just said I should mention that as we go along. But then this is it. I gotta go now. And hopefully, I'll be back just to cover some more events. The guy Harrison and what's it called again? Harrison and the kidnapper story is still out there. I've not had any major update. I'm going to look into that one. The guy is still in police custody. The guy in the kidnappers net is still there. VDM is doing his videos. We'll see how that works out. Thanks everyone for watching. I really appreciate your help. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks, and catch you soon. Have a good one. Bye.